Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Farming Simulator 15 mod spotlight. Today we are going to look at two different mods, one's a pack. As you can see, I've already actually started buying some. The game, something went weird and I had to restart, so yeah. So obviously we're starting off with the New Holland pack here. And I got up as far as the T6 155 AS here. I don't know if I bought it. I did. Okay, so we'll go back over these, because I didn't talk about them in this video. T455 Power Star, 54,000 to buy. I'm just going to read out the T whatever first, and then just go with the horsepowers, or the numbers afterwards. So we got the T4s, the 55 Power Star, 44 day to own, 55 horsepower and 54,000 to buy. We've already got one. The 65 Power Star, 57,700 to buy, 57 day to own, and 65 horsepower. The 75 Power Star, 59.9 to buy, 70 to own, and 75 horsepower. The 85, 73.4 to buy, 83 to own, and 85 horsepower. The 95, 76.5 to buy, 87 to own, and 95 horsepower. The 105, there are a lot of T4s, as it turns out. This is all of the New Hollands that are made. All of them up to, like, maybe 6 months ago. The 105, 81.1 to buy, 93 to own, and 105 horsepower. And finally the T4s, the 115, 89 to buy, 107 to own, and 115 horsepower. On to the T5s, the slightly bigger brothers. Start off with the 95, 84 to buy, 89 a day to own, and 95 horsepower. The 105 direct or dual command, 89 to buy, 99 a day to own, and 105 horsepower. The 115 electro shift, 95 2 to buy, 117 a day to own, and 115 horsepower. Onto the T6s, the 140 auto command, 131.5 to buy, 102 a day to own, and 143 horsepower. The 150 electro shift, 135,900 to buy, 109 a day to own, and 154 horsepower. The 160 auto command, 139,000 to buy, 127 a day to own, 163 horsepower. So it's similar to the one that's already in the game, but slightly more powerful. And it's probably a lot more expensive. I'll come back and check that. The 155, the 155 auto shift, which amusingly is ahead of the 160 here. It's probably something to do with the way it's in the mod description or something. 155 auto shift, in fact. 137 200 to buy, 170 a day to own, and 154 horsepower. The 165 auto shift, 140,900 to buy, 135 a day to own, and 165 horsepower. The 175 auto shift, 149 a day to own, 144,100 to buy, 175 horsepower. On to the T7s. Oh dear. I don't have some. Whoops, what did I just buy? Okay, bought that. Bought that. Okay, so. Well, now we've got two of the 165s. Okay. The T7 170. So we're starting off with the T7 range now, because, good lord, there are a lot of tractors. This is the 170 range command. 177,500 to buy, 122 a day to own, and 171 horsepower. So let's buy it. The 185 power command. The PC, it's explained down here, by the way. I'm not just kind of making it up as I go along. 186,500 to buy, 137 a day to own, and 188 horsepower. The 200 auto command. 195,400 to buy, 150 a day to own, and 203 horsepower. The 210 range command. 198,700 to buy, 174 a day to own, and 212 horsepowers at your command. The T7 220 auto command. You can see things are getting a bit silly now, can't you? 204,500 to buy, 183 a day to own, and 218 horsepower. Let's buy it. The 235 Power Command. I don't think the shops can have enough space for all this stuff. 219,200 to buy, 199 a day to own, and 234 horsepowers. The 250 AC Auto Command. 231,900 to buy, 229 a day to own, and 250 horsepowers. The shop still has space apparently. The 260 Power Command. 243,600 to buy, 247 a day to own, and 260 horses. I don't know how the shop still has space, but it does. The 270 Auto Command. 255,600 to buy, 259 a day to own, and 269 horsepower. Still space at the shop apparently. The 270 Power Command. 255,600 to buy, 344 a day to own, and 269 horsepowers. On to the T8s, and we still have some T9s after that, because why not? So let's start off with the 300 Ultra Command. 234,000 to buy, 320 a day to own, and 298 horsepower. Still space at the shop, okay. The 330 Ultra Command. 257,000 to buy, 340 a day to own, and 327 horsepower. The 360 Ultra Command. 287,000 to buy, 370 a day to own, and 357 horsepower. Most of this is going to be me introducing the tractors. I have seen Dirt Teppers do a mods battle like this, so I already know what to expect. The T8 390 Ultra Command. 302,000 to buy, 380 a day to own, and 389 horsepower. Onto the T9s, which is the final category and has like 6 tractors, which is lovely. We start off with the 390 Ultra Command. 300... frog in my throat from all the tractors. 312,000 to buy, 418 a day to own, and 390 horsepower. I'm going to have a drink of coffee while I buy this. The 450 Ultra Command. 353,000 to buy, 494 a day to own, and 446 horsepower. The T9 505 Ultra Command. 358,000 to buy, 503 a day to own, and 502 horsepower. 560 Ultra Command. 363,000 to buy, 512 a day to own, and 557 rampaging horses under the bonnet. The T9 615 Ultra Command. We're on to the penultimate New Holland, thank goodness. 368,000 to buy, 521 a day to own, and 613 raging American stallions, or Italian stallions, or wherever on earth you live. The stallions are from there conveniently. And finally, the T9 670 Ultra Command. 373,000 to buy, 530 a day to own, and 669 ponies. So what I'm going to do very quickly is I'm going to go into the garage and try and find the New Holland that I bought 2 of. It was one of the... there we go. Okay, so this is not quite all of them. Where did the rest spawn? So I did in fact fill the shop, and all the T9s are sitting there down here as well as some of the T8s. So yeah, as you can see, quite the array of New Hollands. I think there's a New Holland for every occasion here. If you want a Christmas New Holland, I'd probably go for the T455 down here. Now, how does this work? Toggle fenders is J. Okay. Toggle front loader block is K. And left alt and J is to toggle the weight block. So you can have this as basic as you want, basically, which is nice. And they're all based on the T6s in game. They're all based on the in-game tractors. I think some of the T9s over here are based on the Case Magnums for whatever reason. let's have a look at this big guy. Keypad 4 is dual wheels. Okay, so this guy's got dual wheels and cab suspension. Ooh! And some animations going on in the cab. Very nice. I can disable the cab suspension if I so wish. Just have it all bouncing around, but I kind of like having the suspended cab like this. It's a bit more realistic. So, I'm gonna grab like 3 different tractors at random. So we're gonna start off with, yeah, we're gonna go for the T455 here, and this claims, if I can bring it up, the T455 claims how many? 55 horsepower exactly. Okay, that's good. Oops. GS. None of these have any issues. GS. I'll say no, 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 yes. Okay, so this claims 55 horsepower. Let's see what it's really got. We are looking. I have nothing to bring up the mouse cursor, but if you look over on the left, there's a bunch of numbers. We're looking at the third one, which reads power. So we're seeing 60 horsepower. Okay. 60, almost 61. I'm going to say 61 here. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm guessing it cruises at 55 or somewhere in that region. Let's just have a quick look. Cruise at 57. Yeah, that's fine. I kind of allow about 15%, 10 to 15%, just as a margin of error. Let's take this T9. Which one is it? The 670. So the 670 claims 669 horsepower. So I'm guessing it's going to be slightly higher than that, but let's find out. 690, 661. That's a cruise. Turning around peaks, but that's kind of a torque peak. So 661.43. Yeah, that's fine. When it's accelerating, there is a torque peak that can give incorrect horsepower values at times. I'm going to try and find a T5 in here, or T6 even, in here somewhere. This looks to be a T6 over here. What's this? T6 140, which claims, it's easier to go to the garage, T6 140 claims 143. So we'll get this up to a cruise. So we've got 149, 150, and we've got stuck. Oh no, freed ourselves. Has enough horsepower to do that. So this claims 143, and it cruises at 143. That's dead on perfect. The reason I allow for 15% roughly is because, and the reason I'm so actually, I'm gonna go through the reason I'm so particular about horsepowers. The reason I'm so particular about horsepowers is because in the SDK, the vehicle SDK, or even the mod SDK, software development kit, there is a document that allows you to work out horsepower curves. And I think mod authors should be using it, and this one obviously did. Rather well, in fact. I have no qualms over any of these New Hollands. In fact, I'm going to keep the New Holland pack just because I want to have a map at some point where I only use New Hollands. Because I'm weird. And I will use the New Holland front loader. In fact, there was a... no. That's odd. There was a Stowe front loader referenced in the mod folder. I was wondering what on earth was going on there. apparently it was just saying they can use the stall front loader attachment. So what I'm going to do very quickly is try and find the tractor that I want over here, which could be fun. This one? No, but it's nearby, so that works. In fact, there we go. So we're back with this ridiculous 4440 that has like 2,000 horsepower. And the reason we're back with this is very, very simple. It's because I've got a script relating to the barley here. So if I hold down control, we get heap tip trigger Erstellpunkt wechseln, which I think means heap tip trigger destroy the tipping point. I have to press R. I have just created a heap. You can't see it, but I have. So if I now unload into that heap, it magically appears and will probably lift up the trailer. Nope. So what heap tip trigger is basically placeable heaps. In essence, placeable heaps. And I'm wondering if it is somewhat dynamic in that matter. It's basically placeable heaps done better so that you can get it done in game. And it does have a maximum capacity, so you can't have 3 billion barley in a single heap, so you can make probably a heap here, and a heap here, and a heap here, and a heap here, and you know, just make a barley area. And I'm gonna be honest, mods like this are really good for map makers, because mods like this mean does appear to be bouncing, which is odd. I think there might be a small physics error with the heap. It's not showing any errors, but it is visibly moving. You can see it there on the ground. It is bouncing ever so slightly. You can tell that I've been doing more map making of late, that I can spot this. It is bouncing, which is odd. Huh. But as I was saying, mods like this, like placeable heat trigger, or like the toggle tip trigger, and placeable heaps. Placeable heaps less so because it's stuck to the placeable rules. But toggle tip trigger is a really, 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 really good mod for map makers. Which sounds odd, doesn't it? You know, oh, it's a mod that allows you to tip anywhere. You can just plonk down heaps beside your fields and tip all your stuff into it. But it's really good for map makers because it means map makers don't necessarily have to put in storage areas and just say, Chris7710 did this a lot, just say, well, there's no storage on the map, but you can set everything. You have two choices here. You can either get placeable heaps. Well, you get a few choices. You get placeable heaps, you can get placeable or toggle tip trigger, you can get tip when that releases, because that is being worked on at the moment. And finally, you can just sell direct. You know, they're your four choices. Now, whichever one you take is obviously the correct choice. Some are better than others. Personally, I like storing stuff up and waiting for great demands when I can afford to. But it's stuff like this that adds to the game. Toggle tip trigger. So this is going to actually be replacing placeable heaps in both of my in all of my mod folders, because I got like I got so many mod folders. This is going to be replacing it, placeable heaps, because it has a fill level. It has a maximum capacity. That's an added challenge, but it does still add something to the game, and it's a bit easier to use than placeable heaps. The New Holland pack is going into all of my mod folders as well, because I like New Holland. I'm not a John Deere fan. I'm sorry to all of you John Deere fans out there. I am a New Holland fan. I like New Holland. Only 2 mods because there's so much to show off in the New Holland pack. And I know I didn't show it all off, but they're all... I've seen mod spotlights and mod reviews of them already, and they appeared on FSUK, so I figured why not. FSUK is the best site in my opinion for mods. That don't come out often, but the mods are always good. The majority of mods are good. There are some that I'm not too hot on, but that's just personal preference. So I'm gonna leave it here. Both of these mods are recommended. Heap Tip Trigger is available from FSUK. It's not available on FSUK. You have to. It's an external link, but I will. What'll I do? I'll put the external link in the description. And yeah, both of these mods I would thoroughly recommend. I will be using them myself. Thank you all very much for watching. Stay safe and goodbye.